When it looked bleak, when it looked like it was all said and done, when it looked like the fat lady was getting ready to sing on the Chicago Cubs season, not once, but twice, they stave off elimination to force a pivotal game 5 in Milwaukee. We got all to talk about right after this. Welcome in, Chicago Cubs Central fans, family, and friends. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I am your host, Mike Jones, here with another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. And listen, not only was this the best offensive output that we've seen from the Chicago Cubs, but we got a better version of Matthew Boyd in this game that showed you he can lead this team and he can be the ace of this team. There was so many questions after his first outing on how he would pitch in this game in game 4. And to Matthew Boyd's credit, for 4 1/3 of an inning, he looked pretty much invincible. And then he allowed 2 men on, and Craig Counsell pulled his chain. The Chicago Cubs do end up getting out of that, and then that allows them to be able to keep their 3-0 lead, and they continuously go after that. And we see an offensive output with guys breaking out that we have not seen. We've talked often on this channel about the others in a playoff run. We've bemoaned the fact that, we haven't gotten an output from Matt Shaw. We've bemoaned that we haven't gotten an output from Ian Happ. Well, we can't say that anymore, because in this game, both of those gentlemen delivered. Your pick to perform players of the game for this game, one being Ian Happ. Ian Happ in this game got the party started in the first inning, hitting a 3-run shot over into right field that scored Horner and Tucker and himself. After that, Freddie Peralta was pretty much left scoreless until he finished off in the 5th inning. Then he handed it over to the bullpen. But the Chicago Cubs defense really played a key in that, keeping the Brewers off the board. Brewers even got the bases loaded, and the Chicago Cubs were able to stymie them and keep them from scoring. Gotta give credit where credit is due. When you hold Christian Yelich, who's had a hell of a series, to 0-2. When you have Jackson Chourio, hold him to 1-4. William Contreras 0-4. Bryce Terang 0-4. Andrew Vaughn 1-3. Caleb Durbin is 0-4 in this game. Sal Frelick 1-3. Perkins is 0-2, and Ortiz is 0-2 in this game. When you are able to hold such a potent offense that has kicked your ass for what it's worth, in this game, in this series, when you are able to hold them down for 2 straight games in Chicago, that means something. So, like I said, I'm very proud of the job the Chicago Cubs did in this game. Daniel Palencia picks up his 3rd win of this postseason. He's 3-0 in the postseason. And like I said, Freddie Peralta goes 1-1 in his postseason for the Brewers. And yeah, you've now tackled the Brewers' best pitcher. Now they have to go to the drawing board, and they have to figure out who's next up, because they don't have Brandon Woodruff. Guarantee Brandon Woodruff would be the guy you would see on Saturday, and they'd be a lot more confident if it was Brandon Woodruff, because then you could pitch Mizorowski out of the bullpen. But now you have to figure out what to do with Mizorowski. Do you allow him to start the game? Is he your starting pitcher for the game 5? Can the kid handle the pressure? He throws gas. We know he throws gas. No lie about that. But he is also prone to walks. If the Chicago Cubs can be patient, they have an opportunity to really do some damage early if Mizorowski is going to be the pitcher. But we'll handle that on tomorrow's show. Today, we want to talk about just the simple fact that the Chicago Cubs live to fight another day, another game. And they took this thing one game at a time. They have taken it where they got the series back to Chicago, And now you're confident going into Milwaukee because you literally have transferred all the pressure back over to Milwaukee. You handled business at home as Milwaukee handled business at home, but now Milwaukee has to go play a pivotal game 5 with a lot of inexperience on their club in order to try to beat the Chicago Cubs and send them to the National League Championship Series. Meanwhile, the Chicago Cubs have what they need to be able to beat the Milwaukee Brewers, and they've shown it. The Chicago Cubs are battle tested. And we will talk more about that tomorrow. But the Chicago Cubs are battle tested, and I think that they're going to be ready for whatever the challenge is on Saturday's game. So excited for that. The Chicago Cubs, you want to give credit where credit is due. Michael Busch goes 1 for 4, scores a run, hits a home run, and also collects an RBI. Nico Horner in this game goes 3 for 5, scores a run in this game. Kyle Tucker goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs, scores 2 runs, hits a home run, and collects an RBI. Seiya Suzuki goes 1 for 5. Ian Happ goes 1 for 5, collects a run, scores a run, collects a home run, and gets the big 3 RBIs. Carson Kelly goes 0 for 4. Carson Kelly almost hit what would have been a game-changing home run himself, but it hit off the foul pole and went foul. Pete Armstrong went 0 for 2 with 2 walks in this game and a sacrifice bunt. Dansby Swanson went 0 for 3 in this game. Matt Shaw, another pick to perform player of the game. Matt Shaw went 2 for 3 in this game and collected an RBI in this game. Matt Shaw was seen talking to Justin Turner before the game, and he was giving him, he took an AB with Justin Turner today. And because before this game, Matt Shaw was 0 for 17 in the postseason. And I was bemoaning Matt Shaw. I was talking trash about Matt Shaw. I had a lot of negative things to say about Matt Shaw. However, Matt Shaw in this game came through for the Chicago Cubs, getting base hits, running out the bases, trying to do all that he can to help his team. So with that being said, I have to shut my big mouth when it comes to Matt Shaw until next game. So like I said, he gets a 2-day reprieve. But Matt Shaw, pat on the back. You are one of the pick to perform players of the game, and then Ian Happ is the other pick to perform player of the game. 1 for 5 in this game, but gets the big 3-run homer that really puts the pressure on the Brewers for the rest of that game, and they just succumbed to the pressure, and the Chicago Cubs just kept mounting on offense. After that, this is, like I said, the best offensive game this postseason you've seen from the Chicago Cubs. Better than anything they did against San Diego and better than last game against the Brewers. And the defense themselves were able to stymie the Brewers and hold them and hold serve. And like I said, we look at the Chicago Cubs now and we say to ourselves, you're in the driver's seat now. The Cubs are in the driver's seat now. The pressure is on a young Brewers team where Christian Yelich is pretty much the only one with real postseason experience. And now you guys have to go and perform. And like I said, the pressure is on. The pressure is on the Brewers. So the Chicago Cubs go into this. They've tied up the series, and now they have a chance to really, really, really add on. And like I said, really, really make things rough for the Brewers in the game on Saturday. When we get back, we'll kind of talk about who the Chicago Cubs should look to pitch on Saturday and who they absolutely shouldn't. I have been talking ad nauseum, and I still will continue to talk about the product, the brand that has changed my life and can change yours too. What's that product? It's Dubby. It's an all-natural energy supplement that you can take on the daily to help you get through those urges, those moments when you want to nap, then when you hit the cliff, or if you had a long night the night before and need to get through another crazy day of the hustle and bustle, the 9 to 5, whatever you got going on, Dubby is your energy drink. That's right. Not to mention, when you buy a container of Dubby, it actually equals out to almost $1 per drink. You can mix it in with whatever you want, whether that be a juice, whether that be a water, whether that be some type of other energy flavored drink, whatever you want, you can mix Dubby with it and it will do the trick for you. Guys, I don't understand what you're waiting on. Dubby takes care of everything for you. All you have to do is go on to the Dubby website and place your order. And at this time, when you do that, all you have to do is put in Cubs Central Pod 2024. That's right, Cubs Central Pod 2024. And you get 10% off on your Dubby order. That's right. Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, Jitterless Energy. They have all different types of different flavors for you. Dubby has what you need. Be better with Dubby. The Chicago Cubs were able to take out the Milwaukee Brewers on Thursday in order to force a game 5. They did it with clutch pitching from Matthew Boyd, who went in this game 4 2/3 innings, allowing 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts on 67 pitches, 44 of those being strikes, a 2.79 ERA. Dane Palencia then came in and pitched a inning and a third and allowed 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 0 strikeouts, 10 of 8 with a 4.26 ERA. Drew Pomeranz came in after him, pitched 1 inning, allowed 0 hits, allowed 0 earned runs, 2 strikeouts on 15 and 10 strikes. He has a 0 ERA throughout this series. Brad Keller then comes in and pitches and does not allow a single run, a single hit, a earned run. Does allow 1 walk on 15 pitches, 7 of those being strikes. And then Caleb Thielbar pitches the end and allows 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 0 strikeouts to end the game. And the Chicago Cubs handle business and take care of the Milwaukee Brewers. I want to talk about the importance of Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd has come through for the Chicago Cubs time and time again. I understand there's been moments where he's been questioned. I understand there's moments when he's been let down. Matthew Boyd rose to the occasion in this game for the Chicago Cubs, and there's no doubt about it. There's nothing that you can say about Matthew Boyd in a negative light. He came through for the Chicago Cubs. And then, of course, we talked about the others. It's important that the others come through. The others in this series being Ian Happ, Matt Shaw, being Dansby Swanson at times with this defense, being Nico Horner, just always the consummate professional at the plate, really, really dissecting pitchers, making them work hard. I thought he took some bad swings in the Thursday night game, but he still was 3 for 5 in the game. You can't beat that. You can't ask for more than that from Nico Horner. And the Chicago Cubs live to fight another day. And what's even more important, you got a home run from Kyle Tucker. He is the first Cubs DH to ever hit a home run in the DH era of MLB baseball. So, like I said, Kyle Tucker getting that home run really gives me hope. He got some base hits, and you started seeing that the base hits, he's kind of seeing the ball right. His time is coming back. If Kyle Tucker, hear me clear, if Kyle Tucker starts playing like Kyle Tucker can play, this team can win the World Series. This team can win the World Series. If Kyle Tucker starts to go on a heater and really start seeing the ball well, this team can win it all. We take it one game at a time, but this team I was really, really encouraged in what I saw from Kyle Tucker. You're seeing some encouraging signs from the Chicago Cubs hitters. Ian Happ hitting a home run, Kyle Tucker hitting a home run. You really almost got a home run from Saya just missed a home run. Michael Busch got another home run, and Carson Kelly's home run would have been fair had it not went foul. So you look at this and you say to yourself, the Chicago Cubs are showing you right now what they're capable of and what they can do. And it's no secret that I believe the Chicago Cubs can go to the promised land. It's going to take a lot to get there. You still got a lot of baseball in front of you. But I believe in this team, and you should too. And if you haven't, you should start believing in this team. We got one more game, and all the pressure is on the Brewers. Can they answer that pressure? It remains to be seen, but we'll be here for it. There will be no live stream for Saturday's game. Unfortunately, fly to W every single time the Chicago Cubs win a game. We fly to W on this channel. There will be no live stream on Saturday's game. I'll be working. I'll be listening to the game, but I'll be working. There'll be a video probably dropped Sunday night, depending on what happens, whether our season is over or whether we're headed to the postseason to face whether we're headed to the National League Championship to face the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that series will start the next week. So, like I said, Chicago Cubs, man, keeping us on our toes. You guys stay with me. Stay with the channel, man. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. Or if you're watching on Apple or Spotify, leave a 5-star review and let them know that you love Chicago Cubs Central. Appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, go Cubs.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.